Shalom, shalom. We read in John 2, verse 1 to 11, about Yeshua's mother's prayer for more wine. And you can be funny and say, yes, my mother also prayed for more wine, but let's leave the jokes aside for a moment and look at the text. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana in the Galilee. Yeshua's mother was there, and Yeshua and his disciples were also invited to the wedding. When the wine ran out, Yeshua's mother said to him, "They don't have any wine." Yeshua said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with you and me? My hour hasn't come yet." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone jars used for the Jewish ritual of purification, that is, for washing hands and feet, each holding 2 or 3 measures, and the measures equate about 50 liters each, so together about 100 or a little bit more each. Yeshua said to them, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them up to the top, and then he said to them, "Take some water out and give it to the head waiter." And they brought it, and now the head waiter did not know where it had come from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew. As the head waiter tasted the water that had become wine, he called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone brings out the good wine first, and whenever they are drunk, then the worst. But you've reserved the good wine until now." Yeshua did this, the first of the signs in Cana of the Galilee. He revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. Now on the third day refers to the third day of the week, that is Tuesday on our calendars. From biblical times until today, the third day of the week, that's Tuesdays, is the overwhelmingly most popular day for people to get married on, and for marriages to be concluded in Israel. Even in modern and postmodern Israel, that is the case. The reason stems from Genesis 1 verse 10 and verse 12, where the third day is doubly blessed, as Elohim said it was good twice, whilst all the other days of the week in creation week were only blessed once. It is clear that this passage is about Yeshua, not about his mother. In fact, she's not even named in these verses. Yet the Roman Catholics and the Orthodox Christians take from these verses their justification to worship Mary or Maria or Miriam, by whichever transliteration of her name you want to call her. The logic is that Yeshua did her bidding, therefore she has higher authority, and that is not the case. Yes, he answered her prayer, but he also answered too many other prayers to be counted, from too many other people to be mentioned as well. This is a false doctrine of worshipping Yeshua's mother, and it is nothing but rebranded paganism, worshipping of fertility goddesses like Ishtar in Easter, and Astarte and Gaia, which is the Hebrew name for Eve, and Mother Earth, and so on. It is demonic. The purpose of the sign was to convince Yeshua's disciples to believe in him, and the text says so in the very last of the verses that I read to you. Yeshua's mother pointed out a problem to Yeshua in that they ran out of wine. It's paraphrased, of course. Wine is deeply spiritual in its meaning and its substance, and it represents both blood and blessing. In the former meaning, as the blood of grapes, it is harvested or plucked, trampled, matured into wholeness, into shalom. The meaning of the Hebrew word shalom is peace, but it also means wholeness or completeness. So wine is the fruit of shalom. The shalom of the grapes is wine. It is representative of the fruit of summer, and summer in Hebrew is kates, and kates also means the end, like the end of time, in a prophetic manner. Wine is a blessing, as King David best expressed it, as my cup runneth over, or my cup runs over, meaning dayenu, a Hebrew word that means I have more than enough. King David's expression applied to this situation is that even when your wine stocks, meaning your blessings, run low, when Adonai steps in, you will have more than enough. But as Yeshua's mother said to the servants, you have to do what he says. You have to listen to him, walk in his ways. During the Last Supper, Yeshua poured the wine and equated it to his blood, poured out as a libation to atone for all sin, for those people who believe in him and to follow in his ways. In his way, Derech Yeshua is a narrow interpretation of the Torah ways. Beware of the liars who teach that the Torah has been done away with, because they are leading you away from Yeshua. Yeshua means salvation. They're leading you away from your salvation as they prepare the way for the man of Torahlessness, the man of lawlessness, whom we know as the Antichrist. Now the question is, why did Yeshua time his first sign to a wedding? And I believe it's because Adonai's covenant with Israel is a wedding with Israel, Israel being the bride of God. And marriages, we know, are covenantal relationships. So beware of false doctrines, again, of replacement theology that tells you that the church replaced Israel. That's not true. God is not a two-timing, running around covenant breaker. He is true to his word. And I hope that these few thoughts will unlock the scripture a little bit for you and entice you to read it again with attention. Shalom, shalom.